I hope there's no background noise coming from me. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna, no Mataji.
Okay, thank you so much, Rukmini ji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Okay, we are good to go now. So can you see my screen?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjalashalakaya Chakshurum Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guruhu Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagara Jatam Sahagana Raghunata Vitam Sajivam Sadavaitam Sadabhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaguna Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radha Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Namostute Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. So I'll put the slides up. Can you see my slide?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, super. Thank you. So go to the beginning, start. Here we are. So this is chapter 11, the Vishwarupa Sandarshana Yoga, or the universal form of the Lord. And as I said, it's really a blessing that we are able to know all about the infinite, and we being the finite part of that infinite. I think it's really glorious that we are able to understand the infinite Lord through this chapter in the Bhagavad Gita, through what we understand from Arjuna and Sanjaya. And Vyasadeva has been so kind to us to have literally written this down for us, and so that we in this age and time are able to really relish the beauty that is there in this chapter, in the 55 verses that this chapter contains. So what are we going to see? So Arjuna is going to request in the first 4 verses, he's going to request to see the universal form, and this also has a lot of implications. It just shows the extent to which, our Upanishads and also the early form of education was so rich that a student, one who has a lot of ability to inquire, a lot of ability to kind of, to seek knowledge, has the powers to inquire to his heart's fulfillment. So the teacher, never ever stops the student from contemplating and asking as many questions as he desires. So this is what we see as the qualities of a student, a good student who really, really seeking that knowledge for self-development, will never cease to not ask the questions that he has in his mind. That is the quality of a student. Now, the quality of the teacher is one who has to continuously ensure that he addresses all the concerns, all the inquiries, and all the kind of doubts that a student might have. And that is what is revealed in all of the things that we are studying in the Bhagavad Gita. And this chapter is no different. And then from 5 to 8, the Lord describes his universal form. He says, look, there's going to be a lot of it that's going to be there. And therefore, you need to really have a special vision. And then Sanjaya conveys this to, to Dhritarashtra. That's what you will see in 11.9 to 11.14. And then we're going to read all about Arjuna's experience from 11.15 up to almost 11.40. And then 11.41 and 42, Arjuna really, feels absolutely, divine after hearing everything from the Lord. And he also kind of offers his prayers and respects and obeisances, and also regrets that he never understood who the Lord was, who has always been with them right from his childhood. And then after 46 to from the verses from 46 to 55 is all about how can we attain the Lord through pure bhakti. Okay. Any questions, anybody, before we begin? Hare Krishna. Anybody, any questions?
No, Mataji.
Okay. So Arjuna Uvacha. Mad anugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma samnitam yet tvayoktam vachistena moho ayam vigato mama. So someone wants to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Rajapriya Mataji, go ahead.
Arjuna said, I have heard your instruction on confidential spiritual matters, which you have so kindly delivered unto me, and my illusion is now dispelled. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. When there is a strong bonding between the student and the teacher with respect to attaining jnana and also of the teacher giving the knowledge to the student, there is an immense amount of energy flow that happens, and that helps the student to completely get all that the guru can give him or her. Okay, so here the Lord has, in the last 10 chapters, right from chapter 2 to chapter 10, he has been so kindly and so diligently and so, so sweetly, extremely sweetly, he has been kind of conveying everything that he has to convey. And as well as, time and again, when Arjuna has this question, the Lord has been super patient. So patience is another quality and characteristic of a good teacher. And similarly, the quality of a student also has to be similar in nature, in terms of being highly diligent and also patient to be able to ask the right questions and completely savor the knowledge that the guru gives. And he says that it has had so much of a power, all that the Lord has conveyed to Arjuna has had so much of effect on him. He says, my illusion is dispelled. Remember, he was highly covered under illusion. He says, I don't know what to do. I'm indecisive about whether to do my duty or not duty, or not do my duty. So here he says, my illusion is now dispelled. Oh Krishna, he says. Okay. So if already Arjuna is convinced about Krishna's supremacy, then why did he want to see the universal form? Anyone wants to take a guess? Anybody wants to take a guess? Why is Arjuna asking for seeing the universal form in this chapter? Because that's what this chapter is all about. Anybody wants to just take a wild guess? It may not be wild. Actually, you may know the answer, because all of you are extremely smart. That's what I've seen in the last 10 days of interaction. Anybody? Nobody?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, give it a shot.
Arjuna wanted to know about wanted to see the universal form because he wanted to know more and in precise manner, in more precisely.
Very good. And also he's conveying it to us, because it's only how else will the rest of the generations come to know of it. Because if you remember in the 4th chapter, the Lord said that the disciplic succession had got broken, and he was reviving it through giving this knowledge now to Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, right? So everything that is there needs to be known to the rest of the generations that was going to come after the Pandavas, right? So that was another reason why Arjuna not only wants to quench his own knowledge and his own desire, but he's also doing it for our sake as well. Okay. So here, so, O lotus-eyed one, I've heard from you in detail. He says, Bhavayapo, Bhavayap yayo hi bhutanam, Shrutau vistaraso maya, Twataha kamala patraksha, Mahatmayam api chavyayam. He says, O lotus-eyed, Kamala Patraksha, O lotus-eyed one, I've heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity, the appearance and as well as the annihilation of every living entity as realized through your inexhaustible glories, because that's what, we have been reading right from chapter 7 onwards, right? So the next slide. Can we demand Krishna to show Vishwarupa? No way. You can't demand. Knowledge can never be demanded. Knowledge can never be commanded. Knowledge can only be sought when there is humility, when there is absolute surrender, when you kind of are humble, and as well as, when the desire is truly of one of knowing and not of, general inquiry for the sake of, questioning somebody to check their knowledge and see if they're able to quench our thirst is not a way that really knowledge can seep in. So therefore here, Arjuna is completely, is asking Krishna with complete surrender. Oh Krishna, I want to see your Vishwarupa. So he says, Manyase yadi tat chakyam maya drashtum iti prabho yogeshwara tato metvam darshyatmanam avyayam. If you think, you're requesting. He says, if you think that I'm able to behold your cosmic form, oh my Lord, oh Master of all mystic power, then kindly, look at the way he's asking with bhavyam. He's saying, kindly show me that unlimited, that avyayam, that imperishable, and that knowledge which is immeasurable, the boundless, immeasurable, imperishable form of yours. Avyayam. Now, the Bhagavan speaks, the Bhagavan says, Shri Bhagavan uvacha, Pashya me partha rupani, shatasho atha sahasrashaha, nana vidani divyani, nana varna kirtinicha. It means, the Supreme Personality of God said, my dear Arjuna, O son of Pritha, see now my opulences. Hundreds of thousands of very divine and multicolored forms. You're going to see a lot of things that are divine and transcendental, which will never be something that can be imagined by anybody on the material plane. So I'm going to show it to you all. The Lord is Bhaktavatsala. He's very kind. He never disappoints his devotees. And Krishna is a devotee, is a friend. He shares several kinds of relationships with the Lord. Okay, and he's an eternal associate of the Lord as Naranarayana Rishi. So he says, Pashyadityan vasun rudran ashvinau marutas tata bahuni adrishta purvani pashyas charyani bharata. Oh, best of the Bharata, see here the different manifestations of it. Remember in the previous chapter, he spoke about how he is, the sun god amongst the Adityas, how he is, who he is among the Rudras, who he is among all the Kumaras. He said all other demigods. He is the Indra of, of all the demigods. He is the Yama of the death. He is the Aryama of the Pritha, of the Pitraloka. He says, you're going to see all of that. Behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard before. See, earlier he heard. Now he says, behold all that you're going to see, all that I've said. It's like a theory, and now what Arjuna is going to see, the practical aspect of all that he had heard in the previous chapters. Okay. So why could only Arjuna see the Vishwarupa? Hare Krishna. See, there were many people in the Kurukshetra battlefield, but it was only Arjuna who could see it. What is the reason why only Arjuna saw the Vishwarupa and nobody else?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
May I give it a try?
Yes, of course.
Only Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjuna only was able to see because he was the true devotee and friend of Lord Krishna. Beside this, he requested him to see the universe.
Very nice. Hare Krishna. Absolutely fabulous. So to really know the Lord, to have the Lord guide us, to have the Lord always, be be there, in association with in our thoughts and actions and our behavior, and also to form our character. We need to really, have the devotion. Arjuna had that unflinching devotion, which was something absolutely full of faith. And he was someone the Lord has time and again said, you're not envious. So that envy, that doubt should never be there. You need to have that absolute determination of faith. It's only that faith which will help you to kind of get closer to the Paramatma who's always residing in us. So here he says, whatever you wish to see can be seen all at once in this body. Of course, I will show you everything that you want to see. This universal form can show you all that you now desire, as well as whatever you may desire in the future. So he says, I'm not only going to show you the past, he's going to show, he's a Trikaladarshi, right? Lord is Trikaladarshi, and he is the past, he is the present, he is the future. He says, I'm going to show you everything. Everything is there in my body, you're going to see it all. So everything is here completely. So, just behold yourself so that you can really completely, immerse yourself in all that you're going to see right now. So now the Lord says, but you cannot see me with the present eyes. He says, Natu mam shakshase drashtum anenaiva shva chakshushva. You cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, Divyam dadamite chakshuhu pashyame yogam aishwaryam. Therefore, I give you those divine eyes. Behold my mystical opulence. He said, I'll give you that divine eyes, or I give you that divine ability in your eyes so that you can behold my mystic opulence, or you can see all that you want to see, which is the past, the present, and the future. Sanjaya. So Sanjaya, he's narrating all this to Dhritarashtra. So Sanjaya uvacha evam yuktva tato rajan mahayogeshwara harihi darshya masaparthaya paramam rupam aishwaram. So Sanjaya said, O king, speaking thus, the supreme, he calls the Lord the Mahayogeshwara, the supreme Lord, the Lord of all mystic power, the personality of God. Look at the way he's describing him. He calls him the supreme, the Lord of all mystic powers, the personality of Godhead, displayed his universal form to Arjuna. See, even now the Dhritarashtra, after seeing all this, see, this is what happens. There are a lot of times, a lot of, vibes come around us. But we never heed to those vibes. These are the vibes which tell us, hey, you are going wrong. Hey, there is something that is not going right for you. Despite that, our contaminations, our illusions are so strong. The Maya on us is so strong that we completely neglect to see that. And this is exactly what is happening to Dhritarashtra. So many times he had the opportunity to call this war off, at least understand that this is something that is grossly wrong. And it's because of his strong desire that this entire war is going to take place, which is going to spell disaster for everyone. So all that Arjuna is going to see now is also going to be visible or made known to Dhritarashtra. Yet he doesn't relent. So this exactly is the case of all fallen souls in the material platform. Every time there is a lot of wind of messages that keep coming, divine and as well as through various sources. But yet we do not heed because we think we are more powerful than the divine. So this is exactly the case. All this has to be compared to our own lives. Don't just read it as just for the sake of the Dhritarashtra or Sanjaya or Arjuna or or just for this purpose of of reading the Bhagavad Gita. It has a lot of implication and it implies a lot of things for ourselves and also the way we kind of deal with things in our lives. So Aneka Vaktra. Now what is Arjuna see? Aneka Vaktra Nayanam, Anekada Bhuta Darshanam, Aneka Divyabharanam, Divyane Kodyat Yuddham, Divya Malayambhara Dharam, Divya Gandhanulepenam, Sarvascharya Mayam, Devam Ananta Vishwatomukha. So what is he saying? Aneka Vaktra Nayanam. He's seeing unlimited mouths. Aneka Bhuta Darshana. Unlimited eyes. It was also wondrous. It was just beautiful. It was something like, like, magic being woven. And then the form was decorated with divine, dazzling, divyabarana, lot of ornaments, arrayed in many garbs. It was in varied colors, semi-precious jewels, precious minerals, precious metals. He was garlanded gloriously. And there were many scents. It says, Divya Gandhanula, all kinds of fragrances smeared all over his body. This is all the nice things that Arjuna is seeing. His body. All was magnificent, all expanding, unlimited. This was seen by Arjuna. Somebody wants to read the next translation?
Yes, Mataji. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
go ahead. Aniruddha Prabhuji, yes.
If hundreds of thousands of suns rose up at once into the sky, they might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form.
Yes, hold on, Prabhuji. I want you to read the next one. So,
Yes,
so hundreds of suns. It was like, one sun only, we can't, it's difficult. When the temperatures rises, when it's too, sunny, we fall sick and, we get dehydrated. Think about the hundreds of suns. So this also kind of goes to say the universe that we have is just not the lone one. There's several, this cosmos is unimaginable. Okay. The next one, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, although divided into many thousands.
Hold on, Prabhuji. So, the Lord was one, but there are so many things that are there that are contained in him. Okay, that's what this. Next verse, Prabhuji.
Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna began to pray with folded hands, offering obeisances to the Supreme Lord.
Thank you so much. Then, when seeing all this, he's only seen the good part. He's only seen all these good things. He's seen the blazing suns, and not suns. And then he has seen very many, all kinds of lovely things in the Lord. And now, seeing all this, Arjuna began to pray. Now, who else wouldn't do that? Even, as we are reading, I'm sure we are also feeling extremely insignificant about who we are compared to the cosmos, which is absolutely immeasurable and something that we can't even imagine. So Arjuna begins to pray with folded hands and he gets goosebumps, right? And I think there's a third time he's getting goosebumps, right? The first time he got the goosebumps was when he saw the army that he had to fight with, which was his own kith and kin. The second time he had goosebumps, I think, was in the previous or the chapter previous to that, when the Lord was talking about all his opulences and all his qualities and his characteristics. Now there's a third time he has that expression of goosebumps. But this time, this goosebumps is more out of love and affection, and also about, seeing that who is this person that he was sitting and arguing with all this time? What is it? He's like completely feels so small that he says, oh my God, is this the same person who's my friend? And is this the same person who's now who's now my charioteer in this war? So, Pashyami Devam Tava Deva Dehe Sarvam Stata Bhuta Vishesha Sangan Brahmanam Isham Kamalana Sanastam Rishimscha Sarvan Uragamscha Divyan. Arjuna said, my dear Lord, I see assembled together in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. He's seeing everything. He's seeing all the demigods. We're talking about all the demigods so far. He's seeing all the Devis and the Devatas, assembled, or all of them compact in his body, and various living entities, all the living species. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva, and many sages and divine serpents. The divine serpents are all the serpents, which are there in the lower lokas, and also Ananta. Ananta is the eternal associate of Lord Krishna. Okay, he says, I'm seeing all of them. I'm only heard of all of them. He was only hearing to it in the previous chapters, like what we read in the books. Here he's seeing everything, everything revolving, rotating, in action. Okay. So he says, Aneka bahudara bhaktra netram pashyami tum sarvato ananta rupam nantam na madhyam na punastavadim pashyami vishveshwara vishwarupa. O Lord of the universe, O the universal form, I see in you body, many, many arms, many, many bellies. Eyes expanded everywhere, without limit. I see you, no end, no middle, no beginning. The Lord, is, he's absolutely someone who's limitless. There is no beginning, there is no madhya, no anta. He says, you are absolutely limitless. I'm seeing all unlimited things in you. And now he says, can somebody read this translation, Hare Krishna?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Anirudhji.
Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence, spreading on all sides, like blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet, I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs.
Yeah. So he goes on to describe what more he sees. He sees the effulgence. He continues to give us a commentary. This commentary is what is helping us. He's just not seeing. He's also telling us it's because of whatever he's seeing, is giving the commentation. It's because of that we are also, we can also imagine, what is going on. And that is the reason why Arjuna wanted to see this Vishwarupa. He's narrating this. He's seeing for himself, but he's also narrating it to us. Okay. And along with us, even our Dhritarashtra is also hearing all this, but there's no effect on Dhritarashtra. Okay. 1 minute. I don't know why my slide is not moving. Give me a minute. Yeah. So, Tvam Aksharam Paramam Veditavyam, Tvam Ashya Vishwasya Param Nidanam, Tvam Avyaha Shashvata Dharma Gopta, Sanatanas, Tvam Purusho Matome. So he says, you are the supreme primal objective. You are the ultimate resting place of all the universe. Everything starts with him and everything rests on him. You are inexhaustible. There is no beginning, no middle, nothing which is middle and end. No, there's no end to you. And you are the oldest. You are Adi. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion. The entire dharma. If at all, whatever is moving around us, whatever is happening around us, whatever happened, whatever is happening, whatever will happen is happening because of the supreme energy of the Lord. And the Supreme Lord himself is the conductor of this energy. The personality of Godhead, this is my opinion. Okay. Now, Anadi Madhyantam Ananta Viryam Ananta Bahum Shashisurya Netram Pashyami Tvam Dipta Hutasha Vaktram Swatejasa Vishwamidam Tapantam. You are the origin without the beginning, middle, and end. You are numberless hands. He's got numberless arms. And the sun and the moon are among your great unlimited. The sun and the moon. If you read the Bhagavatam, you'll find how the various, gods, who give us all the needs, who fulfill all our needs, form the different parts, the limbs of the Lord's body. By your own radiance, you're heating this. And see, the radiance of the Lord. Please understand the sun's radiance, the sun's heat. He is the fire he is the heat in the fire, and he is the fire he's the fire energy in the sun god. So that energy, what you see of the sun god, is just the radiance of the Lord. Not even the Lord doesn't have to put an effort. It's just the radiance that shows the effect, or that shows the unlimitless potential of the supreme energy that we are experiencing in our lives day in and day out. Okay, so although you're one, the Lord is just one. There's nobody second to him. He's the only one. You're spread throughout the sky and the planets and all spaces between. Oh, great one. As I behold this terrible form, he says it's called a terrible now. He's not able to bear it anymore. I see that all the planetary systems are perplexed. He said everyone is like wondering what is happening, because there are a lot of people also watching this along with, except those other than Arjuna on the battlefield. The other people who are watching, for Sanjay are seeing it through Arjuna as well. There are a lot of other people in other planets who are also watching this. Only a devotee can really experience that God consciousness within himself. If you are not a devotee, you cannot feel that energy of the Lord, which is permanently stationed. You need to seek that energy within yourself to constantly ensure that you can be on the right path. So there are also others who are seeing it along with Arjuna, and they're all perplexed, he says. So Arjuna is seeing a complete back and in and out and top and side and everything he's able to see. So here he says, all the demigods are surrendering and entering into you. No, they're all completely, they're completely paying their respects to the Lord. They're very much afraid. Now they're like wondering what is happening. Why is the Lord showing this Vishwarupam of his? And with folded hands, they're singing the Vedic hymns. They're singing all the hymns, to please and appease the Lord. Though the Lord is not angry at this point in time at all. He's showing it to his bhakta, to his devotee. But a true bhakta is always, he always wants to think of the Lord and always wants to make sure that the Lord within them is completely giving them all the positive energy. Now he says, Rudraditya vasavo ye chadya vishve ashnau marutas chosmapascha gandharva yaksha surasiddha sangha vikshante tvam vishmitas chaiva sarve. All the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, the Adityas. We have already read that. Yesterday we read all this. The Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadhyas, the Vishvedevas, the two Ashwini Kumars. The Ashwini Kumars are the physicians of all the people on the spiritual planet. The Maruts, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. Even there are some asuras who are seeing him. There are some good asuras. Prahalada, the Lord said he's a Prahalada amongst all the yakshas and the asuras, right? So there are good people as well. Now, Rupam Mahatte Bahuvaktra Netram Mahabahu. See how many times this Netram comes. Mahabaho Bahubahu Rupadam Bahudaram Bahudamstra Karalam Drishtva Lokaha Praya Titas Tataham, Almighty Armed One, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed. Now this is called, now here he's seeing the difficult side that is also held by the Lord. See, the material world has goodness and as well as not so very good things. So Arjuna is going to describe all the not so good things that are also within the Lord. Almighty Armed One, all the planets, the demigods are disturbed at seeing your many faces and eyes and arms. Oh, it must be, just imagine what the sight must have been. The bellies, the legs, your terrible teeth, as they are disturbed, and so am I. So Arjuna is like, oh my God, I can't behold this anymore. Why is Arjuna disturbed? Hare Krishna. Why is Arjuna disturbed? See, after having seen the wonderful Rupam of the Lord as a Shamasundara right before him in his two-armed form, he had seen all the beautiful qualities of the Lord right in front of him, right from his childhood and right up to now. And now he's seeing a lot of things which are really, really not so as endearing, as the two-armed form of the Lord, who is his charioteer right there. And therefore Arjuna is highly disturbed, and so are we, right? So he says, oh, all-pervading Vishnu, seeing you with your many radiant colors, touching the sky, your gaping mouths, the great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed and I am completely engulfed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium. This is quite obvious, right? This is not a form that is easy for anybody to behold. This is not a form that you can really easily worship. And if someone wants to worship that kind of form, you can well imagine what kind of a mentality and a mind space they would be having within themselves. So therefore, Arjuna reveals that this is not this form that anybody can really relate to. This is an unrelatable and a very difficult form for us to really behold in our hearts. Somebody wants to read this translation, Hare Krishna? This is a very nice one.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their aligned kings, and Bhishma, and Bhishma, Drona, and Karna, and all our soldiers are rushing into your mouths, their heads smashed by your fearful teeth. I see that some of being crushed between your teeth as well. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
So far, what did we see? We saw the past, we saw all the demigods and everything else that Lord has described. And then we also saw the present, and now he's seeing the future. Okay, he says, I'm seeing everyone getting crushed between your teeth. Everyone is entering that mouth of yours which has those really, ferocious, wild teeth. Okay, now what does he see? He says, how does he compare it with? See, the Bhagavad Gita has a lot of metaphor. This metaphor here is, he's seeing it just as the many waves of the rivers flow into the ocean, so do all these great warriors enter the blazing. Into your mouth, enter blazing into your mouth. They're just entering the Lord's mouth like moths, the way moths, get into the fire. They're all getting into the, into the mouth of the Lord. So, yata pradiptam jwalanam patanga vishanti nashaya samriddha vegaha tataiva nashaya vishanti lokas tavapi vaktrani samriddha vegaha. I see all people rushing full speed into your mouths, just as moths dashing to destruction in a blazing fire. So he says, oh Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me, who are you? I offer my obeisance unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. He says, Lord, please, I've seen a lot and I don't think he's able to bear it anymore. He says, who are you? How kind of you. He asked this question because the Lord, he's played with the Lord from his childhood. He's known him as his friend. He's known him as his cousin. And here he's his charioteer. And he's also seen him kind of being the arbitrator between the Kauravas and the Pandavas, for a very long time. And he knows him as the king of Dwaraka. So he says, who are you? So Sri Bhagavan speaks, Kalo asmi loka krita pravarto lokan samahrutam iha pravartaha rite apitvam na bhavishyanti sarve ye avishtishtaha pratyanikeshu yoddaha. God says, time. He says, who are you? He says, I am time. I am destroyer of the worlds and I've come to engage all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. So there are two questions that Arjuna asked. Who are you? He says, I am time. He's Kala. This is time. And time never stops for anybody. Time has its mission. So the Lord also has his mission. Time starts on time. It starts at a certain point. It serves a certain period of time and the time, gets over. So the Lord also, creates all that he has to create. Everything is sustained for the certain period of time, as long as he thinks it has to be sustained. And then at a specified time, everything gets destroyed. So he says, I am time. And everything is going to end here in this Kurukshetra. Everyone is going to be killed, or everyone is going to die, except you, the Pandavas, because I have a purpose. I have a mission for you. So let's see what the mission is. Therefore, he says, get up and prepare to fight. Tasmatvam uttishta yasho labasva jitva shatrun bhungshva rajyam samriddham mayai vaiti nihatah purvam eva nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. He says, look, you are a savyasachin, means he who can just can hit arrows on all sides. Arjuna has got a lot of siddhis and yuktis, and he's got a lot of boons from a lot of the devis and the devatas. He says, you are a savyasachin, therefore get up and prepare to fight. After all, you're only a nimitta matram, you're only a means to my mission. Lord has a mission, and the mission, he's fulfilling it through Arjuna. Okay, that's why I said Bhagavan Manushya Rupena. Whenever Bhagavan comes in our lives, please remember, he sends the message through somebody. Through somebody means it could be anyone. It could be a plant, it could be a beast, it could be a human being, it could be anyone. So you will know, and after that you will never, you would have never met that kind of a person or that kind of a situation anytime in your life. Just recall the times when you really called upon the Lord and how you were helped in that situation. Okay, so those are the ways in which the Lord, ensures that he helps his devotees. How can I be the instrument in the hands of Krishna? Yes, we're all instruments in the hands of Krishna. How? Let's see. The Blessed Lord said, all the great warriors, Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, are already destroyed. So don't worry. It's all happened. It's all already happened. The future is in my hand. The future's already happened. So simply fight and you will vanquish your enemies. Okay, let's go back to the previous one. It says, how can I be the instrument in the hands of Krishna? When you are a devotee, when the Lord has a purpose, he fulfills all that through us. And we should really feel grateful and merciful that the Lord has chosen us to be his instrument. And here, in the Dwapara Yuga, Arjuna was the chosen one. So, someone wants to read all this entire slide, Hare Krishna?
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, read.
Sanjay said to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing these words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna trembled, fearfully offered obeisances with folded hands and began falteringly to speak as follows. O Rishikesha, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfected beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. O Great One, who stands above even Brahma, you are the original master. Why should they not offer their homage up to you, O Limitless One, O refuge of the universe? You are the invincible source, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation. You are the original personality, the Godhead. You are the only sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You know everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are above the material modes, O limitless form. This whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So
Hare
here,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, from these verses, finally, Arjuna says he pays his obeisances to the Lord first. That's the quality of a bhakta. A bhakta always, is highly, conscious of his finite self. And he pays his obeisances always to the Lord. He surrenders completely, Atma Nivedanam. He always surrenders to the Lord. So here he is surrendering to the Lord. And then he also pays his respects to him. And then he's completely enlightened. All that he has heard so far, he calls him. He says, you are even above Brahma. You are the supreme Brahman. You are the original master. You are the creator. And then he says, you are the sanctuary. You are the ultimate abode for everybody in this material, or in this manifested. The manifestations are all by the Lord. He said, for all the people who are manifested in this world, in this universe, and all the universes, you are the abode for all of them. You know everything. He says you are Satchitananda. You know everything. This is basically, he's kind of completely giving us the qualities of the Lord. And I'm going to walk you through the various qualities of there are 64 qualities of the Lord. I'll walk you through that. And I know one of you asked me how beautiful is Lord Krishna. So maybe after walking through those qualities, you will really relish the beauty of Lord Krishna. Okay. So here, Arjuna in these 4 verses, he completely pays his obeisances because he's completely enlightened, and he also offers his respects to the Lord and completely eulogizes the Lord for all that he is. So he says, Etat Shrutva Vachanam Keshavasya. Sanjaya speaks, okay? Sanjaya says, Etat Shrutva Vachanam Keshavasya. Kritanjalir Vepa Manahat Kriti. Namaskritva Bhuya Eva Hakshanam. Sagadgadam Bita Bitaha Pranamya. Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing these words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna trembled, fearfully offered obeisances with folded hands. He's showing his fear because, he's seen so many things that he never thought he would see, and he saw all of that, and he's trembling because of, the various, the ugly part of the things that he saw, because he saw the future as well. And that is like, oh my God, what was I doing? His fear stems from the fact that he was he was completely trying to, derelict himself or completely disengage from his duties to a person who was everything, who was the past, the present, and the future. So the fear comes from that. The fear is, oh my God, what did I do? Why did I, completely, want to not engage in my activities, don't do my dharma, not do my karma? So it's because of that, the fear comes from. The fear is not because of, all that he saw. The fear is because he saw the past, the present, and the future. He said, here is a person who's my charioteer and who was helping me to engage in this war, and I was the one who was completely not wanting to do it, as I felt I was not convinced about doing what I was set to be doing. And why did I do something like that? And then he says he is going to speak. Let's see what he speaks. Arjuna says, Sthane Rishikesha tava prakritya jagat prahasyati anurajayate cha rakshamsi bitani disho dravanti sarve namashyanti cha siddha sangyah. Arjuna said, oh master, one minute, I can't read this. Okay, oh master of the senses, Rishikesha, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name. See, the name of the Lord and the Lord himself are no different. That's why I think I told you this yesterday, that's why the mantra that we say has a powerful effect. And thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfected beings offer you their respected homage, the demons are afraid. See, only the bhakta will feel absolutely joyful in his devotional service, and also the name of the Lord will be melodious to him. Whereas for one who's not a bhakta, for one who has demonic values or demonic qualities, and has demonic thoughts, and who act in a demonic way, you act because of your thought. When they act in that form, they are the ones who can never, they can never get close to bhakti, because they will completely, that bhakti itself will make them feel a little jittery. And they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. Okay. Now here he says, you are the original personality of Godhead, the oldest, the ultimate sanctuary of the cosmos. Oh, this is already done. Okay. So 4.1 and 4.2. Somebody wants to read this? Hare Krishna?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I have in the past addressed you as O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend, without knowing your glories. Please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times while relaxing or while lying on the same bed or eating together, sometimes alone and sometimes in front of many friends. Please excuse me for all my offenses.
Very good. Thank you, Prabhuji. So in the previous one, we saw how, he paid his obeisances and respects, and he also showed his amazement about all that the Lord is. And now here, we saw two qualities of what exhibited by Arjuna in the previous verses. Now he's exhibiting a third quality. He's asking for forgiveness. He says, oh, please forgive me, oh Lord. I have really played the fool with you, as if, not knowing what you are, but as if, that you are just as I saw you. Please forgive me. But that's not what the Lord wants. The Lord enjoys his bhaktas, looking up to him in any form that they want. So I don't think the Lord is really, is excited about what, Arjuna is saying. He's fine. He said, it's okay, but Arjuna is feeling this way. This is what happens to many of us. Sometimes, we really be a little brash or little not, very sensitive or mindful to certain things around us. But then when we get to know it, we also suddenly feel the same way as Arjuna is feeling. So this also has a deeper message. Therefore, we need to be extremely balanced and never ever, see anything in a condescending manner, or put anything in a, never ever think that we have the right to disgrace anybody or to kind of, dishonor anyone. That's not in us at all. That's not something we should do, because anything we do in hindsight will always come to bite us. So therefore, we have to really look at things, in a way that we will never be put to shame, that will never actually come to kind of, bite us or keep haunting us. So therefore, the Lord has given us all the sense organs, and all the sense organs, our mind and our mind and intellect needs to work in coordination so that we are using it sensibly, so that we are not actually doing anything which will actually make us feel bad for what we do. So the tongue that is there needs to be used very, very carefully. What is said once can never be taken aback. So therefore, in fact, there was one story that I heard from one of the classes that I attended. So that Prabhuji was saying, I believe once there was a war of words going on between the tongue and the teeth. So the tongue said, I think the teeth told the tongue that, look, we are more in number. You're only one, we are more in number. So the tongue said, you know what? If one word I utter wrongly, all the teeth of yours will get smashed by the people around you. So be careful. So that's why the words that we use, the choice of our words are very, very important. We have to use the right words, and also need to use them correctly in the right place, not in excess, not in anything that is less as well. So even recently there was a Supreme Court judgment that came out on a certain case that was going, where the legal people use certain words, and that didn't go too well at all. Although the judgment was passed in good in earnestness, and probably they wanted to send a strong message to people, but the choice of words was actually contested by the whole nation. So that's why we have to be very careful with the choice of our words, and what we say once can never be taken back, because everything gets recorded. Okay, because today technology is so popular. Today everything is in camera. I mean, I say in camera, everything is being recorded, so it can be played back. So therefore, we have to be extremely, extremely careful about how we use our words, and cannot just irresponsibly use them the way we want when we are in power, and more so when we are in not power, because it kind of hampers you to kind of achieve your your goals when you have to rise up. Okay, so why is Arjuna asking for pardon here? Anyone? Why is Arjuna asking for pardon? Because he feels bad. He said he should have been a little more careful. But with the Lord, I think your relationship with the Lord can be very different. We can play with the Lord. He's a sakha. He wants our love and affection, and our adoration for him. So with the Lord it's okay. But still, Arjuna, after having the first-hand account of what he saw, he still feels, oh my God, I should have been more careful. So, but the larger lesson for us is, be careful in the way we kind of deal with everything around us, in our personal life, in our professional life as well. Okay. After seeing this universal form, which I've never seen before, I'm gladdened, but at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as a personality of Godhead. O Lord of the Lords, O abode of the universe. He said, I've had enough of all this. I want to see your four-armed form, and I want to see your two-armed form. Please come back to your original form, he says. And the Lord, in the subsequent verses, is going to show him the four-armed form of his, is the Paramatma form. The Paramatma form has the lotus, the Shankh Chakra Gada Haste. It has the conch, the lotus, the wheel, the time chakra, and as well as the Gada. And each of them symbolize the conch, the sound. The entire cosmic manifestation is by the sound of the Lord. Om. So the conch shell represents that power, that energy of the Lord, that positivity of the Lord, that which creates the spiritual world and the material world. And then the flower, the lotus, symbolizes purity. The lotus symbolizes detachment. And then the Gada is the one that that destroys anything that is evil and anything that is irreligion. And then Shankh Chakra Gada Haste. I think the chakra is time. Time decides everything. Time creates and time destroys. Okay. O universal Lord, I wish to see you in your four-armed form, with the helmeted head, with the club, wheel, conch, lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in that form. O best of the Kuru warriors, no one before you have seen. Now the Lord is saying this. O best of the Kuru warriors, no one before you has seen this universal form of mine. For neither by studying the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor charities or similar activities can this form be seen. Only you have seen this. So he's trying to, appease and, bring peace to Arjuna's mind, who says, I'm filled with, he feeling bad that, he was playing with the Lord, just like he would do with any other friend. And he was also kind of, fearful of everything that he saw. He said, don't worry, no one has seen it. And what it means is only a bhakta, a pure devotee, has access that, has that, unconditional access to the Lord. You have that unconditional, you have that ticket to see the Lord. You have the ticket to feel the Lord in you. Your mind has been perturbed upon seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. Now I'm going to end this pradarshan to you. And my devotee, be free from all disturbances. With a peace of mind, you can now see the form you desire. What is the form that he desires? The two-armed form of the Lord. He saw the four-armed form of the Lord, and finally it goes to the two-armed. From the four-armed, he came back to his original form, which is the Krishna form, the Shyamasundara form. That form which kind of, completely enthralled the Brijavasis, the Dwarkavasis, and everyone else that was there in the Dwapara Yuga, along with the Lord. So Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, the Supreme Lord of Godhead, Krishna, while speaking thus to Arjuna, displayed his real four-armed form, and at last he showed him his two-armed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna. Encouraging the fearful Arjuna to go to do his duty. Okay? Somebody wants to read this? 5.1 and 11.51 and 11.52?
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, come.
When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, seeing this human-like form so very beautiful, my mind is now pacified and I am restored to my original nature. The blessed Lord said, my dear Arjuna, the form which you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form, which is so dear.
Exactly. So he says, this form that you just saw is something that everybody wants to see, but I have never shown it to them. So only a true bhakta really can relish in the form, the everything about the Lord. If you're not a true bhakta, then the taste, the ruchi will never be part of, the ruchi and taste that is required. Since that will be absent, and that therefore will not enable you to see, spirituality and experience the world of spirituality. You need to have that taste. You need to have that complete humility, and as well as the complete respect for the creation of the Lord and the creations of the Lord. Not only the creation, but also the creations of the Lord across the across the multiverse. So how can I see the Vishwarupa? Why should we see the Vishwarupa? It's not needed for us. Anyway, we have known the Vishwarupa through Krishna, through Arjuna. So therefore, what we need to do is increase our bhakti so that we can experience the beautiful feeling that we get by knowing the Lord. So what he says, my dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood. As I am standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. So we need to have that undivided, desire, and as well as the undivided attachment to the Lord. And bhakti is so powerful, it helps us to cross over this ocean of this material life, which is full of uncertainty, unpredictability, and it is unknown, because we are normal morsels, normal mortal souls. So we really are living in a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of unpredictability, and there's a lot of unknown. If we want to really sail through this unknown, unpredictable, unknown, life journey, It's devotion that will help us to kind of do it joyfully and also without any fear. Okay, so this is a beautiful verse. Mat karma krin mat paramo mat bhaktaha sangavarjitaha nirvairaha sarva bhuteshu yasamam eti pandava. My dear Arjuna, one who's engaged in my pure devotional service. So these are the qualities that you need. One who's engaged in pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of the previous activities, meaning the previous births. I told you the vasanas, the baggage we are carrying on ourselves, and from mental speculation. Mental speculation is always thinking about, oh, who is this Lord? What can he do for me? What will I get from him? Okay, is he really powerful? So that doesn't help. And who is friendly to every living entity. You need to be completely, the stance that you need to hold is being mindful of everything, material and non-material, moving and non-moving, understanding everything is being given to us by the mercy of the Lord. So therefore, he who sees everything as a Lord is the one who's going to really help himself to be spiritually elevated. So there are 4 qualities that the Lord gives. One, who completely engages and immerses in devotion. And we need to be free from all kinds of sinful actions and thoughts and behavior. And also from unnecessary doubts and unnecessary research that we often get to doing in order to prove to ourselves that we know better than others. And one should be extremely conscious of the fact that everything is part and parcel of that eternal being, the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Okay, so thus ends this chapter. So we saw the following. We saw the request from Arjuna to Krishna, and Krishna describes his universal form. And then Arjuna sees the vision, sees the universal form through a special vision. So the special vision is spirituality. Unless we have the spiritual tendency and the spiritual, unless we have the demeanor to completely surrender to the Lord, which is what Arjuna did. And therefore he got this mercy of the Lord to be able to behold the past, the present, and the future, which is what the Lord stands for. And then we also saw Krishna's responses to all the questions that Arjuna had. With whatever he was seeing, he kept asking Krishna questions. And then Arjuna praised, and Arjuna kind of praises the Lord. He pays his respects to the Lord, and he says, please, oh Lord, I want to see you in your 4-armed form, and then subsequently show me that most endearing form of yours, which is the form, the 2-armed form, the Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna is Mahavishnu. He came with his full energies. So pure bhakti is needed to see the Lord. There are 4 qualities: devotional service, and one should be free from contamination, any form of sinful contamination of the past and the present. And then one should also, what is the other one? Third one, free from mental speculation. And the last one was, we need to look at everybody as a living, as an entity, or as a parcel, or as a part and parcel of the supreme entity, Lord Sri Krishna. Okay. So thus ends this chapter. But however, I want to show you the qualities of the Lord. This is from, can you see this? Can you see this, what I'm
Yes,
showing?
Mataji. Yes,
So you can read, if you want to read this, I will share this, in detail. You can go to ISKCON Desire Tree. I'm going to put it up for you in chat. I'll put it in the chat box for all of you. Give me a minute, everyone. Yeah. You can read this. It's beautiful. But however, we will see if we can just, if any, do you have questions? Anybody has any questions? If you have no questions, then I will go through this. If you have questions, then we will look at the questions.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, I want to attend all your upcoming lectures, and if there are any other lectures other than this one, then please, Mataji, please, I will be very grateful if you will tell me.
No, no. Who's this? Anirudh Prabhu, is it?
Yes, Mataji.
Anirudh Prabhu, you know what? I only do level 1. Level 1 is the overview course, is what I'm doing right now. And after level 1, you'll have to attend level 2, level 3. You can progress. I would encourage you to kind of, attend the, the other levels that are there. And all the teachers, they do a great job, and we have all come a long way in studying and helping to be able to see. We also need to ensure that what we do, what we kind of convey to you, also is our understanding, and the understanding also constantly has to be upgraded, and we have to keep studying ourselves. So everyone does a good job. So please attend the register for the level 2. Whoever is interested, I would encourage you all to register for level 2. Please register, and I'm sure you will find it very engaging and very enlightening, and you will enjoy it. See, at the end of the day, whatever you are doing right now is just the beginning. And once you have once you've got a taste of this, or you started liking it, automatically you will be able to relish this book. Buy this book. If you haven't bought it yet, I would encourage you to buy this Bhagavad Gita as it is of Prabhupada. It's very simple. I think it is simplest and easiest explanation that you will find, and which will help you to kind of elevate your knowledge of what is there in the Bhagavad Gita. Also, it will elevate your bhakti, your spiritual taste as well. Okay. And then this is Madhurashtakam. This is beautiful. I am sure all of you must have heard this. I love the way M.S. Subbulakshmi has sung this Adharam Madhuram. You can just go to YouTube. Everybody has sung this, and this is like completely describes the beauty of the Lord. This is the beauty. But now here are the qualities that are there. What are the qualities? Give me a minute. Let me just go there. It is there, and all of this has scriptural evidences are there. Nothing is out of thin air. Everything in our scriptures has evidence. It's complete and thorough. It's not like somebody has thought of it and has just put it there. If you go to say Madhya Leela, you will find it there. And you will also find it in all these, look at this, the period which it says 1489 to 1564 after death. So here are the opulences. These are the qualities, 64 qualities. So 50 qualities is maximum what Brahma has. And Brahma is supposed to be the highest and exalted soul among all the demigods. Okay, he has 50 of these qualities. Now Lord, and even a human being, I read in the Bhagavatam that a human being also can have 50 qualities. If he endeavors and strives for it, they can have 50 of the 64 qualities of the Lord, not beyond. But the Lord has 14 more of the of qualities which cannot be had by anybody. Now, can I be as perfect as Brahma in 50 qualities? No. I can have those qualities in teeny bits, but still it's possible. Let's look at those qualities quickly. Somebody wants to read this, or should I read it for you? Should I read it, or anybody wants to read?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
You want to read? Read from here. Wait, I'll just highlight it. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Read from here to here. Yeah. Read, Prabhuji.
The list includes the following qualities: beautiful features of the entire body, marked with all auspicious characteristics, extremely pleasing, effulgent, strong, ever youthful, wonderful linguist, truthful, talks pleasingly, fluent, highly learned, highly intelligent, a genius, artistic, extremely clever, expert, grateful, firmly determined, an expert judge of time and circumstances, sees and speaks on the authority of the scriptures, the Veda, pure, self-controlled, steadfast, forbearing, forgiving, grateful, grave, self-satisfied, possessing equilibrium, magnanimous, religious, heroic, compassionate, respectful, gentle, liberal, shy, protector of surrendered souls, happy, well-wisher of devotees, controlled by love, all auspicious, most powerful, all famous, popular, partial to devotees, very attractive to all women, all worshipable, all opulent, all honorable, and the supreme controller. These 50 qualities, however, may also be found in varying degrees in some of the jivas or common living entities in this universe. But they are found in Lord Krishna to an unlimited degree. But besides these 50 qualities, there are 5 more which may also be manifested at times in the form of Lord Brahma and Shiva. These are changeless, all cognizant, ever fresh, Sachidanand Vigraha, possessing a transcendental form of eternity, full of knowledge and absolute bliss, and possessing all mystic perfection. Beyond the above mentioned qualities, which may be seen in other forms of divinity, such as the demigods, Lord Krishna has the following exceptional qualities which are also manifested in the form of Narayana or Vishnu, his form as the Lord of Vaikuntha. These are inconceivable potency, uncountable universes are generated from his body, the original source of all incarnations, the giver of salvation to the enemies he kills, and the attractor of liberated souls. Besides the above mentioned traits, Lord Krishna has 4 more qualities that are found only in him, and not even in his forms of Vishnu, not to mention one the demigods. These are the performer of wonderful pastimes, especially his childhood pastimes, surrounded by devotees, endowed with unsurpassed love of Godhead, the attractor of all living entities and all universes through the expert playing of his flute, and possessor of unexcelled beauty without rival. All of these qualities are those of someone who has a highly developed form and personality. Awesome. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So read it, leisurely. This link which I sent you. Okay. It's a beautiful explanation. And this ISKCON desire tree has also a lot of, it's a desire. Whatever you want, you will be able to read there. Okay. So do that. And then there is something else I wanted to share. How many of you know, have you got the links to attend all the other programs we do, in our temple? Did they send you the temple link? There is a Bhagavatam that happens in the morning, 8:30 to 9. If any of you have time, just, plug in, put your earplugs on and come and attend that, because there is every day we take up one verse. Now, Prabhuji, the president of our temple, Sri Namanishta Das Prabhuji, he does it, and he does it so well. Please come attend his sessions. You will enjoy it. I love his sessions. Whenever he's doing sessions, I hop on to his sessions. Okay. He's full of energy, and he gives a lot of, he's someone who teaches, a lot of college students. So his examples are very relevant, very contemporary, something relatable, to everyone. It could be either as a parent, you can relate to it, as a student, you can relate to it, as a professional, you can relate to it. The examples are all very, the normal things that we all experience and we go through. So do you all have that link, a temple link? Hare Krishna?
No, Mataji.
No, Mataji.
No, Mataji.
Wait, I'll give you I'll give you right away. One second. Come join. Today, somebody was asking, that's why I thought many of you may not have it. Okay, 1 minute. Here, let me see how much I can do. This is YouTube. So there is Prabhuji's YouTube videos are all here. I will share that also with you. Give me a minute. That is one. All of Namanishta Das Prabhuji's videos are all there. And one more thing, you can, to attend the Bhagavatam early in the morning, this is typically the Bhagavatam reading he does at around 8:30 p.m. if you can join, 8:30 a.m. Sorry, in the morning. Okay, that's a temple link. Okay.
Okay, Mataji.
Store this. So 8:30 Bhagavatam. So let's see how many of you can join tomorrow. I join every day at 8:30, and I stay on till about 9:10, because after that I have to get on with my other work. So it only is around half an hour. It's very nice. Every day one shloka. He kind of recites a shloka 3 to 4 times, and then every word translation is also done. So typically I wouldn't have advised, but because all of you seem to have a lot of interest, I think you all will cherish and you will really enjoy it. So at least it'll help you to kind of, at least keep meditating and keep thinking about the various things. And if all of this interests you, then probably you can dive into it. Okay. So any other question? So tomorrow we are going to be doing the 12th chapter, and with completion of 12th chapter, we finish the bhakti section of Bhagavad Gita. So it means we have finished the karma section 1 to 6, and from 7 to 12 is the bhakti. So we'll finish bhakti, and then the last section will be the jnana section. That's again is a beautiful section. Tomorrow's chapter is also very nice. It's a small chapter. It has only 20 verses, if I remember right. So we'll try and go through all the verses. So look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhobhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I hope, how many of you can join tomorrow Bhagavatam session at 8:30? 8:30 is convenient, not convenient?
Mataji, actually for me, I have morning classes from 8:30 to 10:30.
Oh,
so it would be difficult for me.
Same
Otherwise,
here,
I would have
Mataji.
surely joined it.
Oh, okay. Anyway, you can look through the YouTube, but nothing like, when it's live,
Yes,
but YouTube is there. But when it's live, you can also put your questions and ask him questions. He'll answer the questions and all that. But yeah, never mind. I'm sure there'll be other opportunities for you to attend live. Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare
Chalo.
Krishna.
Bye. Hare Krishna, everyone. Have a nice evening. See you all tomorrow.